is Ina. I'm a project coordinator in Louth Local Development Company. Part of my work is developing and funding programmes of learning here in the Red Door with Louise and the supervisory team, all of which is to assist recovery and personal progression. Louth Local Development Company are committed to assisting all the service users here in the Red Door on their recovery journey and are proud to be part of the special recovery community. The personal stories told in this podcast, in this recovery month, speaks for themselves.
My name is Joanne O'Dwyer and I am one of the supervisors of the day programme in the Red Door project in Drogheda. I'm here today to explain to you what Recovery Month is and to introduce 4 lived experiences of individuals from the Red Door whose podcast you're going to hear over the coming month. Recovery Month is a celebration of individuals who have found recovery from addiction or mental health disorder. There are millions of people worldwide whose lives have been transformed through recovery. Since these successes often go unnoticed, Recovery Month, which is every September, provides an opportunity for everyone to celebrate these accomplishments, to increase awareness and to further a greater understanding of mental and addiction disorders. Nationally in Ireland, thousands of people have found inspiration to face their challenges and learn about new ways to live a happy and fulfilling life. Over the course of the month, addiction treatment facilities and programmes will celebrate the accomplishments of those successfully completing treatment and beginning a fulfilling life of recovery. Recovery programmes all over the country will raise awareness about addiction treatment and share the positive stories of transformed lives. As a result, the general public will have a greater understanding of the importance of getting help for substance use disorders and addiction. This greater awareness also helps to reduce the stigma which is attached to addiction and to accessing treatment. As a result, more people find the courage to seek treatment for themselves or loved ones. We at the Red Door want to champion and celebrate the successes of those individuals who have found recovery and a better quality of life through our service. Over the month of September, you will hear 4 stories of the lived experience of individuals who have successfully found recovery through the Red Door Day programme. We really hope you enjoy listening to the stories. However, if anything you hear resonates with you and you want to reach out for help, then please get in touch. You will find our details online and we are on the Dublin Road in Drogheda. Please realise that you are not alone.
My name is Rob Minchin. I am 27 years of age, and the reason I came to the Red Door was I found out about the place in treatment. I did 5 months in Coomera and Athy, and I didn't really feel ready for coming out of treatment and going back into everyday life without some sort of support. So while I was in there, they actually suggested coming here. They said it was one of the best day programs in the country. So I left treatment in January 2023, and then a couple of weeks later, February, I started here, and it's been great. It was I'm almost a year clean now because of the place. I don't think I would have. I kind of struggled when I first came out of treatment, I'm not gonna lie, and then when I came here, it's great. Like, so since February, and now we're in August now, so here just over 6 months. Yeah, we do group work, we do community work. So say just before I came in here, I was down painting railings, which is actually, because I never thought I'd see myself doing that. It's like a little project of mine now. I love it, but I love the group work. You talk about how your week has gone. We just finished level 5 in addiction studies, which was brilliant because never thought get back into education, and completed that. And then we did the boxing clever. That was the boxing clever level 5, and we had a trainer come in who was a boxer, and he ended up telling me to go up to the club. So I ended up starting boxing from this place as well, which is a huge part of my life and my recovery now. And then we also have key work, and even there they told us if there's any courses we want to do, any more level 5 courses, they'll send us on it. So just great opportunities to how could I say it, forward your life even more and get more advanced and more educated. And we do fitness twice a week now. We're training in football for a tournament in September, so there's just always something going on. It's great. Like, coming out of treatment, everyone just thinks you're cured almost, and that's it. And then you come somewhere here and you're listening to everyone talking. Doesn't matter what drug of choice they have, addiction's addiction. So many times, even we had group Tuesday. There's people from all sorts of walks of life, like, and they'd be talking and he'd say, I used to do that, I did that, you know, and you kind of feel more normal in a sense, because the outside addiction sometimes is kind of villainized or whatever, where coming in here you feel safe, you can just talk about all the things that went on in your addiction, what you feel comfortable talking about, and it's just a really good safe place for that, and there's no judgment at all. So about 5-6 years ago, I took my first line of cocaine, and after that, absolutely loved it. It took away every worry I had. I actually felt like the man once I did cocaine, like, because drink, I could take it or leave it, but once I did coke, that was it. I just became hooked. It was a weekend thing. And then before I know it, I'd be doing it Monday, then it was Tuesday, then I'd be going into work. On the Wednesday, need something when I come home from work, pick me up. It was just every day, like. And then just a load of stuff went on. I'd lost cars, lost loads of money, still paying back money that people helped pay me off for. You know, it just downward spiral, like. But like, when I say payback money, paying it back to family for the amount of times they had me to bail me out, and just getting in trouble with the law, and it just turned into somebody I wasn't. So just when it would have been this time last year, I decided enough's enough. I was him and Han, and I had the number there, and I said, will I ring? And I just kept putting it off, and then I actually said to my mum, I said, Mum, will you ring for me? Because the social anxiety, I was trying so hard to get off stuff, and I was only coming off weed and coke at the same time, so my anxiety was all over the place. So I said, if you ring, I'll go to the assessment. So August last year, I did 2 or 3 assessments, and before I know it, I was told on the Thursday you start the Monday. So I went to treatment then, and I just knew there was no going back. The thing is though, you kind of convince yourself before treatment, do I need this? I'm not an addict, and kind of forgetting about all the damage you'd caused before. Then when you go into treatment, you talk about all that stuff, and you realise how bad it was. Because pain has no memory sometimes, you know. I lost cars, I lost close friends, I lost so many because of that drug. And then you'd get off, you'd stop doing it for about a week or two, and you'd say, geez, I'm a great lad. But then the only memory you have is how good it makes you feel. Or say if something goes wrong, any inconvenience in my life, I'd run to it. Because I'd say, well, this gives me this great feeling, and it takes me away from all my problems. But you're not forgetting. You're completely forgetting about the damage you've caused. Like, on the outside, dealers calling the houses, calling to my house, cars being taken off me because of drug debts, money being owed, blowing all my wages. All that just goes out the window. All you think about is, well, I had a great night that one time. Or the expectation of how it will make you feel, and it never works out like that, you know. So it's just, I think if anyone's struggling, like, treatment's the way, because you actually you're given the tools how to deal with that stuff. Like, instead of just thinking, I'm off for a week, I'm great, you know, and then you go back, and every time you go on it, it's worse, you know. It doesn't get any better. So I was doing it every day, and there's people out there that do it every day, and like me, didn't really think it was that big of a deal. But if there's anyone really struggling, I can reckon Coolmore in the Ties Brilliant, that's on Google. Just Google residential treatment centres. Coolmore and St Francis Farm in Carlow, they're brilliant because they're not private, so they're affordable, where a lot of treatment centres in the country are worth thousands. Like, and then there's access to places like the Red Door, and there's definitely good recovery in places like here. You have the likes of, say, myself and one or two others who have long-term good recovery in them, that always would help. And then you've brilliant key workers here as well, who are always willing to help you as much as they can. It just comes down to the individual, how bad they want it as well. It gets easier. It's hard at first, absolutely. Do you know what I found it the hardest? My emotions. Because for years your emotions are just gone. You don't care about anything once you have that drug. That's all you want. You don't care about anything else. And then when you get some clean time, it's rough. Like, I'd be watching Britain's Got Talent sometimes. I'd be having tears in my eyes, like, because and I'd be like, why do I feel like this? And then stressing about things and worrying about things. That's when it's hard, because you actually have to worry about things again, and money worries and all, but in a good way. You're able to. What I've learned is I can deal with them. I don't need a substance to help me get through everyday life, and you need struggle in life, I think. And of course it's a struggle getting sober, but it does get easier, because it only gets easier because you're doing difficult things every day, because every day you stay off it is hard, but then you just keep thinking, jeez, this is getting easier, I can do anything now. That's my outlook on it, because when you first come off it and getting all them emotions, it's weird. Like, someone can say boo to you and you're kind of get a fright, but then as it goes on, you start realising how to deal with your emotions again without running to a drug or picking up a drink. You just sit with them, and when that's over, when that little thing's over in your life, say whatever struggle that you're worried about, you're like, wow, I came out the other side of that. I didn't need to run to the bag, I didn't need to run for a pint, I dealt with it. Give me something else to deal with now, because you learn nothing about yourself in the good times. I've had a few dark times. Even people have it in their head, you get sober and life's issues go away. Like, they don't. But the struggle about being sober is probably going off on one here, but it's just amazing. I say with a smile on my face, it's amazing when you get sober, you can do things you never thought you could do, like deal with everyday life. So everyone that picks up can't cope with everyday life, but you can. There's people in here that I get on very well with. Like, it's great, go for a coffee with at the weekend if you're bored, give them a call, so you have that support network. And then the one thing I'd say is family are always there to support people as well. I'm very lucky, I had a good family, and my mum and aunties and uncles, brilliant, very supportive, great friend there as well. So if I did leave here, I'd still have the support, and if you left here, you still have the option of key working as well, which is fantastic. Like, but just know your support networks is the most important thing, because big thing for me was changing a friend group. Stick with the winners. That's all you can do, because it's an old saying, they'll be quicker getting you back on it than you will be getting them off, because we think when we're in recovery we can help everybody. Some people just want you as a using friend or whatever, so you just need to stick with the winners, stick with people in the same mindset. I've done my addiction studies, and now I'll always be there for someone that needs support. But I think once I leave the Red Door, I just want to put the addiction chapter in my life, just worry about my own recovery, and that's it. Like, and I actually felt bad for that, and someone said no, a lot of people, it's 50-50. Some people loved getting that line of work, and other people just want to put it to the back page, because there's still a lot of pain there and everything, and sometimes in here it's tough listening to someone else, and it brings up your own stuff. So that's why I think I just want to close the door on it once I'm out of the Red Door. But one thing I do say is want to inspire people too, because like, there's people out there in the depths of despair, and so was I. Absolutely. Like, I was over 17, 18 stones, eating rings around myself on the days I wasn't using 5-6 days a week without sleep. And now in the space of a year. So I think last time we checked I was 12.5 stone or something like that, and I'm jogging every day, I'm boxing. I got me level 5. I feel I look a lot healthier, relationships are back, people want to be around me again, which is amazing. This time last year no one wanted to know me, and I felt I had nothing, in the space of a year. So anyone out there, it can quickly turn around if you just keep doing the right thing. Do the right thing, right things happen. The amazing thing about addiction is that there's so many people out there that don't know what's wrong with them. But when you come into addiction, or say when you're an addict, you find out so much about yourself and why the reason you done this and why the reason you done that, and what happened in your childhood that might lead you to be the way you are today, or insecure. Like what I used to do, when I get that new thing, I'll be happy. Something inside that's not right, and I used to love chopping and changing my car, so I'd look great for the neighbours, or I'd look, if I have this car, that woman would want me, and mad stuff like that. When I own them nice runners and these nice clothes, I'll finally be happy because I'll fit in and everyone will think I'm great, and making myself go broke to look rich almost, egotistical maniac. But I learned that was part of my addiction. I didn't feel good in my own skin, so I wanted something to make me feel good and look good. So cars and clothes, and I'll even throw women in there as well. Had change. I wanted the prize under my arm, and if I had them two other nice things, cars, clothes, I'd get her. You know what I mean? And if I didn't have them, she wouldn't want to be with me. Not thinking I'm enough, because I never thought I was enough. But in addiction, I've learned all that, and I know that's not the answer. Had all them things before, did not make me happy. You have to do something genuine on the inside that makes me happy, and find that antidote, which I have. And that's what I'm saying. There's people out there that still don't know what's wrong with them. I do take my recovery very seriously. I surround myself with the right, outside here, one friend. And when I was in addiction, I would have had loads of friends, associates or whatever. But I've one friend, because I know he's just great to be around. And I've one or two out of here as well who are fantastic. It does happen as well. There's been days where I wouldn't say I didn't want to come in, but sometimes it's here we go again. But I think that's just part of life. It's funny you say that. I was only saying to someone yesterday, they were saying it was their last day of the job and they don't know if they're going to get an extension or not. And he said, if I don't have the job, I'd be drinking at home. I don't know what I'll be doing. I said, if I didn't have the red door, God knows what I'd be doing. Sometimes I'd be sitting at home saying, why do I have to go in here today? It's early in the morning, I just want to stay in bed. But routine's amazing, especially for recovery. Just knowing what you're doing every day, and you have to do it, and then by the time you go home, you're delighted you're here. There has been days, especially one thing is filling up your weekend, bank holidays and stuff. There has been the odd bank holiday where I'd say, jeez, I'd love a pint. It does happen. But you just have to play the tape forward. If I have this one drink, I have this one line, I have this one joint, where will I be in a week? Where will I be in a month? Where will I be in a few months? Are you willing to lose everything you've gained from recovery? Friends, family back, have a routine, have the red door, or if you get a good career for yourself, you might have a girlfriend, you might be finally seeing your kids again. All these great things, am I willing to lose that over one line? That's the question I always ask myself, And I've some of them back, still working on it a lot. But the things I do have, me boxing, me mum, me other family, me best friend, all gone over one line. So it's just not. That's what I tell myself. Boxing Clever program, 20 weeks. It's run from Ballymun. Then they brought it here. It's a level 5 in addiction studies, and then it's a level 4 in health and fitness, and then boxing brought into it as well, once a week. So we used to do it on a Tuesday in here, and I liked boxing anyway, so it wasn't a problem to me, the thought of it. But it was daunting for a lot of people. doing boxing, like, and then once he came in, the coach, Patrick, you won't mind me saying, he's brilliant. Built a bond with all of us, like, made you feel so relaxing. And sometimes I'm so grateful for it, because I got the knowledge of addiction, like proper knowledge, learned so much. I got the education side of it. Then we hit the health and fitness, which we do personal training here, and which was great, you know, so you got more exercise and you learned a bit about nutrition and everything. And then we had the boxing in here as well. So I think everyone benefited from it, and I love it, because from what I learned, I used to do a little bit of boxing a year or two back, and then fell back on down a bad road or whatever, but started doing it here then. And then I went up to the club with a different attitude, because I felt I had more knowledge. There's a lot to boxing, like, so I felt I wasn't going up to the club looking like an idiot. Not that that matters, but just having that confidence to go up and not having to be shown things, because you're already learning it here, which was fantastic, you know. So the course, if anyone hears of it or the opportunity to do it, definitely do it, because it eases you back into education. And if you're like me, that not fond of it, it's something, if you're an interest in that thing, go for it, because then you can go on and do level 7 or whatever afterwards. It might feel impossible. When you're in addiction, you're living a life that's impossible anyway. Like, so why not try something difficult? Because nothing is as hard as being in addiction. Like, drug dealers calling to your door, losing family, no one wants to know you, lack of sleep, all that stuff, and then you're trying to get clean. And it might seem impossible, but all that is 10 times harder. I sometimes go on a jog and stuff like that, and I'd even say to myself as I'm jogging, you're beating addiction, you can do this 5k, do not stop. Because addiction's 10 times harder than actually getting sober, I think, anyway. You know, nothing is as hard as when you've no money, people are looking for you, you're going days out sleep, your family don't want to talk to you, you might even lose access to your kids, stuff like that. All that happens in addiction. So anyone that's out there, it's not that it's scary to think you lose the drug that you build a bond with or whatever, but think of what you can gain, you know, because you can gain so much, you know. And I just think everyone in addiction is just being held on by chains, and when you come out of addiction, you're capable of doing anything, you know. Just get clean first and you'll be surprised at what you can do.